Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 36 of the Ashton Gate 8. Happy New Year. It's the first episode of the new year. I don't think FM series really get into it, or like an FM cycle really gets into it until the year of the game, if the title, if that makes sense. I think 2024 is going to be the year, big year. And it was a big year for us this season. This is obviously, I mean, we're in the current season now, but this is how last season finished. Obviously, we were top in the last video, and I did say, I think we'll tail off, and we did. We tailed off quite significantly. We finished sixth, qualified for the Europa League through our league position. Coefficiency meant that Newcastle somehow snuck a Conference League place. They were awful. Everton, Wolves, and Sunderland all getting relegated. And you know what? Like, the end of the season was dreadful, to be honest with you. If we click on the schedule, show you this here. So you last saw the Man City Carabao Cup win, and we won 2 games from then until the end of the season. 1 against Norwich, 1 against Leeds, 3 back-to-back, 1-1 draws, and then a 3-2 loss quite late on to Man City, and then a 1-0 loss to Everton, who got relegated. So the season didn't end great. And obviously, I mean, this current season, you can see we've played 1 game, and we are currently sat in 5th position. 1 game, game against Brighton. You'll see Matty Cunha scored twice against us. It was a 3-2 victory. One of our new lads scored the winner, and I'm not going to talk about him just yet. I'll talk about him soon. But yeah, we Christmas and New Year is always the worst time as someone trying to do content creation, because you're trying to like juggle like family responsibilities and whatnot. And to top it all off, my 30th birthday falls in between Christmas and New Year, so I've had that to deal with. Obviously, returning to work. It's been a long one, but I think we're back now. We're going to try and start doing some more regular uploads now that the year's done, essentially. So we're going to try and start doing that, and I'm going to start talking about the transfers. Let's just get into that, because some big names have left the club, some that I wanted out and some that I didn't. And you will see we've made £1 million worth of profit. We sold £132 million. We're £1 million in the red. We sold £131 million worth of players and brought in £132 million worth. We will talk about the outs first. Declan Williams, one of the young centre-backs, has gone out to Cardiff. I still think he could be a good player, just not for us. Mason Greenwood finally got his move to Saudi Arabia, 725 grand a week. But that move has been coming for months and months, years even. 27, he's right in his prime, but again, he's finally out the door now, which obviously we spoke about Sheldrup coming in. That was always going to be the case. It was always going to be a case of Sheldrup comes in, Greenwood goes out. Rafa Marin finally left the club. He has also gone to Saudi Arabia. Jordan Lapham left on a free, couple of loans, and this is the one we didn't want, was Mikey Moore, went to Arsenal for 51 million. It was his release clause in his contract. That's how we got him through the door. It was offering him quite a low release clause. He hasn't kicked the ball for Arsenal so far, and it doesn't surprise me. So it is what it is. He's gone, former Spurs man. He had one fantastic season at us and then got himself a big move to Arsenal. I guarantee we'll probably end up signing him back in like 2 years' time on a loan deal, because he won't be playing there. But we did get someone to replace him, so that's fine. Gary Hobbs continuing his development, one of the young goalkeepers, as is Adrian Evans. Lots of loans, as always. Dwight McNeil finally left. He's gone to Cologne on a permanent deal. Falou Diouf went out the door. Not one that I wanted to get rid of, but an opportunity come up with Everton's relegation to bring someone in. So I needed, we obviously already lost Rafa Marin. I needed another centre-back to come in. We've obviously got a couple of the young lads knocking about who we wanted to bring through, and the youth was the man on the chopping block, so he went for 15 million. Angel Alacron, he has gone to Saudi Arabia as well. 10 million for him. Couple of more loans. Ephraim Yeboah has finally left. He's gone to Salernitana over in Italy. George Morgan's finally left. He's gone to Hanover. Couple of more loans. Jarell Rawlinson went to Burnley for 3 million. He's a young lad we got from Liverpool's reserves a couple of years ago. Didn't make a single appearance for us. Went to Maidstone on loan last season. Didn't set the world alight, and we've just got £3 million for him. So that's not a bad deal at all. We've got a new skin as well, by the way. You've obviously noticed that straight away. It's the one that's most like the default skin, but has got enough of like the new panels. Like obviously we all like the panels with the names and the shirts and that. It's got enough of that to be different, so we went for that. Nickel has gone out, another young goalkeeper. He's gone out every time, man. every time. And then a couple of more loans for like Gutierrez, David Bartley, and Justin Jevon. So the ins then, you saw Sheldrup. The person who has replaced both essentially is like the backup to Mason Greenwood and Mikey Moore is Diogo Jota from Liverpool. He's come in on a free transfer, 165 grand a week. It's a big outlay, but he's an experienced head. He's quite high up in the hierarchy already, just because of who he is, his reputation. He's still got it. Physically, he's still great. Mentally, he's great. Technically, he's okay. But I think just for who he is and the way he plays and how aggressive he has come through the door. A great signing. Another player coming in from Liverpool was Abdoulaye Souma. He's a young player who was generated a few years ago. Now he's 21. I'm not quite sure what he is. He was on the transfer list and he's so highly rated. He has been ever since he was generated into the game. We've scouted him for a long, long time. They think he's like a winger, could potentially play as an inside forward, can play through the middle, can play centre mid, kind of like an Alex Iwobi, if that makes sense. Runs of the ball often. He'd be very good at like breaking the lines from deep. That might be a position that we move him into in the future. But he's very Alex Iwobi to me. Good dribbler, good flair, like good vision, really like loads of stamina. He'll run for days, work rates through the roof. I think that's what he's going to be eventually. So we'll just keep him training as a winger for now, and then sort of as he gets a bit older, we'll refine his position. And then Jarrett Branthwaite is the centre back who become available. 72 million is a massive outlay, but he's an England international. He's by far the best centre back at the club. 6'5", 19 jumping reach, 16 heading. He actually scored the winner against Brighton. That's what I said to them. Talk about one of the new lads. But I think to improve the club, we do need to start making some big signings, especially now we're in Europe. So Branthwaite's come in for 72 million, which is a massive, massive outlay, but it is what it is. We are still continuing to sign sort of underrated or like young players. Diego Leal is a young player, 4.6 million from Racing Club. Young goalkeeper, very good. He's going to be a good player. Is close to James Trafford's level already, to be honest. And then Mads Bidstrup, former Brentford lad, came in from Salzburg, has actually got an injury at the minute. He broke his ribs in pre-season, so hasn't kicked the ball, but he gives us that option as like a ball winner. We did lose a couple of the midfielders. Unfortunately, we did lose some people. If we go back here, I believe it was, Ilya Mariba went to Bournemouth for £19 million. Anybody else big to talk about there? No. So, we needed like that centre mid cover, that sort of ball winner, can do, can do a bit of everything really, sort of jack of all trades. We'll sort of whatever role we need him to play in, he can do. Like, look at this, he's 3 stars for anchor, deep line, halfback, Segundo Volante, defensive midfielder. He's happy being a squad player. His wages aren't astronomical. He's a good player, isn't he? So he's come through the door. And then another really young striker was this guy, Dimitro Bobrov, who he popped up in a scout report, and I wasn't sort of, I thought, okay, maybe. And we looked at him and we just kept scouting him. And his XG, I don't know if I'll be able to see his XG, but his XG from his time at Slavia Prague, it was like 9.1, but he had scored 19 goals. And that to me just says like, this lad's a finisher. He can finish chances. He's not played for us yet, but he has played in the World Cup for his country, for Czechia, Czech Republic. He looks good. He's 6 foot. He's got decent jumping reach, okay heading. I think he and Ayala will sort of be the starting 2 strikers in a couple of years' time. I just couldn't really turn him down, to be honest. He was fairly cheap. Not a massive outlay at £10 million. He's already worth more. It made sense to bring him in, so he's through the door. And that leaves us, tactics-wise, looking, again, what you'd imagine us to look like. Krupi, Bungard, Sheldrup, Bendoke, Patino, Scott, Borza, Branthwaite, Pedroza, Coyote, and Restes. The club captain, Jacob Greaves, is now a squad player. Regular starter. He's happy with that. He was a star player before. Branthwaite is better. It makes sense. And then we've still got a couple of young lads who were rotating in and out. A lot of players still wanted. We're still in the transfer window. We've had offers from Bayern Munich for Alex Scott. We've had offers from Real Madrid for Charlie Patino. We've not had an offer for Krupi yet, but Tottenham's reason has been unknown. since like the back end of last season. We obviously don't want him gone. He's dropped the trait now where he comes deep to get the ball, so we can play him as an advanced forward. We can still obviously play him as the false nine, depending on if we're not getting in behind people. We did do that well against Brighton. We did drop into a false nine, and we brought Ayala on as an advanced forward, and that sort of seemed to work. He's another brilliant player, Ethan Ayala. We've got a lot of quality at this club now. Andre Borza was once by Man United for the longest time. It's only just gone recently. He is 126 appearances he's made for us now. Just an unbelievable servant. Diori Pedrosa, who unfortunately picked up an injury in that Brighton game, he's just getting better all the time. He's just sensational. So we brought him through the door. Ben Doak is getting better still. He's still a 3-star player. We're just in a very good position as a club, and we're on the edge of being competitive. But we need obviously like the squad depth and the rotation options for Europe, and that's why I kept a few of these lads around. Obviously, Bob Rov is a first team level player. We've got Hercher who can cover either flank and is also he trained at right back. I still think he can play there, but again, another winger that we can rotate in some European games. Suma, another winger, or potentially a centre midfielder. Trevor's back, no loan for Trev this season. He won League 2 with Lincoln last year, played every single minute for them. What a player he is. I love Trev, as you all know. So he is starting to rotate in. Didn't feature in the last game because he was tired. He played for the under-21s. So, I'm tempted actually to get rid of that, but he needed some match fitness. Is he fit now? He's match sharp now. So yeah, we'll stop Trev doing that. Maybe we'll keep rotating him in for fitness. Davian Rosero, he is still loan listed, but another centre mid he can cover in either of those positions. Ilabudo is still here as left back cover, as is Charlie Frith, who is pretty close to his potential now. He's still a good player, like a good, dependable left back. Riascos, who again eventually will probably be the starting centre mid. Look at these passing attributes. We need to get him. I don't know whether he's more of like a deep lying or an advanced. I think he prefers deep lying, but I think he could potentially play further up the pitch as like an advanced playmaker. I don't know. But yeah, just a fantastic player. He always performs whenever we bring him on. Only made 25 appearances for us. That's crazy. So yeah, Gusto, more right back cover. We also have kept Ewan Yetton around. He is the young lad who come through our academy a little while ago. He's 19 now. He will start getting some minutes in the first team. Dango and obviously Ben Doak out on the right-hand side. Jota over on the left-hand side with Shelder up. We've just got a very, very good collection of players at the club, and we've still got some players who could potentially be loaned out, some players still in the under-21s, and one player who, I mean, I have had some good new gens before, but this guy is just taking the mick. He's 16. He generated in at 15 years of age. Look at him. Look at him. He was born in 2013. Dean Davis, he's from Bristol. Westbury, but he's a Bristol City supporter. He's a similar type of player to Philip Bungard. He is like a culmination of all the work we've done for the under-18s and whatnot. For the under-21s, he's made 8 appearances and scored 6 goals for the under-21s, and some of the goals he scores are fantastic. We just need to get that acceleration and pace up. Again, if we can improve that to like 10s by this season, and then he's still got a bit of potential in him. A 4-star player in this team is not to be scoffed at. A 4-star player, I mean, you think if we go on the tactics screen, Junior Krupi, I think, is a 4-star. Exactly that. If he can become anywhere near as good as Junior Krupi, then we have got an unbelievable talent. He's still got 7 years to go before he's the same age as Junior Krupi. What more can I say? We will need to keep a very close eye on his development over the course of the next couple of seasons. So yeah, we're just in a good place. Loaned a couple of lads out. There's still a few. Obviously, like Dean Cole, he's 18 now. He looks okay. Justin Jevon is another one who could potentially rotate in and out the team. Gary Hobbs will eventually be there somewhere. Jordan Moore, Mikey Moore's brother, went out on loan to Burton, who are our affiliate club. Ian Kennedy's gone to Solihull Moors, but is actually playing, thankfully, because he stopped playing when he went on loan last year. Harry Bonds, his last chance, really. He's out on loan at Peterborough. He could potentially be just a backup squad player, but we let him out the door. One of the young lads we signed from Liverpool, actually, he was the City guy, actually. This guy, Adebenro, he looks silly. Adebenro as a centre back, he's 6'5", physically demanding, technically very good, mentally has got the determination to succeed, essentially. So he will do well. Just how far he goes is essentially up to him. And then other players out. Candia, again, out on loan. He's at Wrexham, who are now in the Championship. And Jordan Matam's gone to Burton. Jordan Matam is a lad who kept getting called up to the matchday squads by our assistant manager. So I thought, you know what, let's just give him a go. Let's give him a chance and see how he is. And there's a couple of players you can see there, like Marvin Phillips, Alex Baird, Corey Rogers, who they think we should let out on loan. We have actually offered them all out. No one's taken them on, or no one's taken them on with the correct playing time. I want a minimum a squad player for a loanee now, just so they get some game time, because you've seen how well it's worked with other players. But I'm going to stop waffling. We're going to play the game against Man United. They knocked us out of the FA Cup last year. That was the other trophy we went hell for leather for. This year, we're going to go hell for leather for the Europa League and then try again for an FA Cup. We've got a Carabao now. We use the Carabao as we need to use the Carabao. If we're not going to get Europe, we need to use the Carabao Cup to get Europe. So, let's just tick that to the side now. Let's do a Klopp and discard that. We don't like the Carabao anymore. Oh, God. He's incredibly interested in speaking to Liverpool. That's not what I wanted. We do have Riascos and Bidstrup there. Oh, dearie me. Let's up this. Let's drop that. And let's up that. £67 million for Charlie Patino to Liverpool. I can't turn that kind of money down financially. Clicked on the wrong thing. Financially, the club is still a mess. So we can't turn down any big money that comes in. But we did say, we've got players to come through, and obviously we want the young lads to come through. We've got Riascos, he can play there. It gives Trev Rosero some more game time, and obviously Bidstrup's there. Kyle Yates is also out on loan. He's another player who could potentially come back, but if not, we do have Trev. More game time for Trev, more game time for Riascos. Is it time to let go of Charlie Patino? 2, 1.5, let's say 1.5 fantastic seasons at the club. Oh God! And then if an offer comes in for Scott, he'll want to go, especially from Al Ali, because they can offer him about 500 grand a week. Let's just say he's not for sale. Let's see how he gets on with that. Fucking hell. So it looks as though he's still happy to be here, and he's not concerned about the fact I've said he's not leaving. So that's fine. He's friends with Tommy Conway. That's nice. He's at Reading now, Tommy. Did we sell him to Reading? No, we didn't. Oh my God, he's turned into an absolute journeyman. Oh dear. Oh dear. I was justified. I've been justified in a few decisions recently. That's fine. If Riascos has gone up to that amount of money, he's better than Patino, isn't he? Much of a muchness. Riascos has got 5 years. He's 5 years younger than him. Riascos is going to be a top player. Has he got a release clause? 44 million to clubs in the Champions League. Expires. We might try and give him a new contract then. Let's see. 81 million for Champions League players. I'm fine with that. Let's do that. Let's offer him a new contract. Let's tie him down. We've got him for the next couple of years. Let's get rid of that. Patino's going. He's not turning Liverpool down. Could we just do this? Could we just bump that up? I don't mind an appearance fee, to be honest. Riascos is staying and Patino is leaving. So it's not how we wanted to start the episode or the season. Any player that wants to go, we'll let them go. Look, he wants to join Liverpool. He play in the Champions League. It makes sense. We're never going to stop a player from leaving, essentially. But the aim of this save is obviously to get young players in, develop them, hopefully from our academy. We've improved season after season after season now for like 4 seasons straight. We're at that stage where we need to start playing our own players. £67 million for a player we signed for 15 million season and a half ago. I can't really turn down that money again, especially when the club's in like financial ruin. So I think we've improved enough to the point where we can still be good. It's now up to us to have like, I want to say the nerve to bring young players through and start playing them. Again, like Patino's a 3.5-star player. Someone like Trevor Grinsell, they think is a 3-star player, 2.5, 3. So he's not as far off as what it looks like. He just needs a lot of game time. So losing Patino it's a rough one. It's a rough one, but it does allow us to play other players. We have also been like training the 4-2-3-1 as well, as like the secondary tactic, with Creepy dropping in as advanced playmaker. So we can still pack the midfield if need be. We play depending on what we've got available to us. It's a shame, you know. So Riascos goes in there, and then I'd say, do you know what? I was rather Trevor than Rosario. Just because he's ours. He's ours. Again, we wanted his physicals to go up. His physicals don't need to be amazing if he can move about. He's got good stamina. He's got good defensive positioning. He can pass. He can mark. He can tackle. So he's good enough to be in and around the first team. Man, it's not really how I wanted to start the episode. I did say we were in danger of losing players at the start of the episode. Do you know what we need to do for this? We need to put Greaves in there, and then Branthwaite is either footed, so he can play on that side as a ball playing defender, either footed. Just before a big game as well, man. Right, we need to have the bottom now. That Alex Scott's not leaving unless he kicks off and says he wants to leave. He's not leaving. I imagine if a Saudi offer comes in, he'll probably want to leave. But we're so close to the end of the transfer window. We're about a week away. We can't lose another big player before that. Rosero, Bridgewater is a DLP? I don't think so. He's quite a decent young lad. He came from Arsenal, Bridgewater. No. I always pay attention to this. I say it all the time. I pay attention to it so much. Rosero is the DLP. Phillips is a keeper. Healing's a left mid, isn't he? Oh, he's an attacking midfielder. Bird's a winger. Brown is a striker. Parks is a striker. The under-21s are looking very thin on the ground, aren't they? Could Hatswell be a CDM? He's quite small and he's 5'10". They think he can be quite good, by the way, Hatswell. He's sort of come out of nowhere to be like one of the better young players. What about ball winner on support? He could easily do that. I think we do that. I think we put Hatswell in there. Another string to his bow, and then Bridgewater can train as a centre-back. Because he's not got the best jumping reach, so he can't really play centre-back. Saves like this, man. I don't know if anybody watched the Red Bull project I did. That was like this. You would just lose players all the time. 88 million and potentially Savetic. Is it Liverpool want him? Nah, piss off. His buyout clause is gone. We want attacking corners. His sell is. Oh, what I'm trying to say, his release clause is gone. It expired at the end of last season, so we don't have to worry about that. It's just if he then becomes a bit aggrieved. That's what I've got to look out for. Okay. Let's calm it down. We're in a good position. We've got a big game coming up against United. We've got European football. We're in the position where we can start bringing players through, so let's just get on with it. And it's what we want, right? It's what we want. We've got to. I said the under-21s aren't looking like, they're looking quite thin on the ground, but we want like players to be able to develop in their roles, and then like players like Trevor and that's come through. He's 21 now. There's no point in him being down there and taking the position away. Although there is a position there for him because we don't have that. It does mean we can train someone else up in a position. Again, like Rosario, he's only 20. He looks like he's going to be good, but just maybe not yet. He needs to settle a little bit. And then we've got players like El Budo, who's just a squad player. That's all he'll ever be. El Budo, he'll never be anything magnificent, will he? But him and Frith can hold down that left back position for a while. So I could easily drop them back down just so he's got a bit of game time, but it would literally just take game time away from the players down there that we want to. We do have some players in the under-18s who we want to potentially give some more game time to. Obviously, Jordan Matham went out on loan, but if we look at like the under-18s, obviously Dean Davies can play for the under-21s as well as a striker. Jordan Cully could potentially go up to the under-21s. He's 17 now. Miles Hetzker has got a lot of potential. We could bring him forward. We then potentially need another centre-back. We do have a Duro knocking about there. So there's a few knocking about. Who's current ability then? Who's a better current ability? I don't want to put Davies like fully for the under-21s yet because I feel like that'll stifle his development. Maybe wait till he's like 17. They're all 1 stars, aren't they? So let's do Hetzker's a DLP and he's a ball winner, and it's a ball winner we need. So let's move Jordan Cully to the under-21s. And Miles Hetzker, let's move him to the under-21s, but make him available for the under-18s still, just so he's got a bit more playing time. Man. I think that's the thing people don't actually like do. Player pathways is very important in squad building. I could easily have just gone and spent the £67 million worth on another DLP and someone who can come in, but I've got a young lad there in Rosario Riascos, one of the Colombian lads. Riascos is a fantastic player. He was signed very cheap, never went out on loan, stayed with us the entire time, developed in the under-21s, and has now come through. We then also have, Suma didn't do well there, did he? Chavez Brown, Bobrov. Yeah. We've got players who can play in and around the first team, so we need to start letting them play. I think if you've not like made an impact in a first team to the point where like you look like you're ready to just be there or thereabouts, you probably never will by the age of 21, which is why like someone like Trev, Il Budo, Charlie Frith, all players like that are now like in their early 20s, late teens. That's why now I'm keeping them around. I just didn't want to lose Patino. I didn't want to lose him, but it's the squad building aspect, isn't it? That's what we want. We want this. We want the Ashton Gate 8. We've got 2 on there. Trev could potentially be the 3rd again now. Why is that moved? Have I moved? Do I need to? No, stop moving. I'm moving everything wrong. There you go. That's what we want. We want people on that list, don't we? I don't know. I don't bloody know. So Riascos has signed his new deal. Here is your confirmation. He's a wonder kid. He's on a lot of money. He's got no release clause. 5 years. If we can keep him for the 5 years and he gets into this 4-star, 5-star range, he's already better than Patino then, isn't he? 6'2" as well. Good jump and reach. Good on the ball. I don't want to put any traits on him that I don't necessarily think we want. He's not very creative and unpredictable, but he's a good passer. So we've put this on him. Looks at the pass rather than attempting to score. We don't want to put like tries, killer through balls all the time because he's not creative enough to do that. Whereas like Patino had a bit of flair about him. Dean Davies scored again. Oh my! Ross Bridges should be into the under-21s. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, I do quite like Ross Bridges actually. Should we have a look at Dean's goal? Let's have a look at Dean's goal. It was 1-1 against Crystal Palace under-18s. He scores all the time, He just doesn't stop scoring. It's mental. He just pops up. And, He's not that quick, but I think because he's off the ball and his mental stats are so much better than most of the under-18s in the league, he just gets in the positions. I want to see how he scored. Let's see. Come on, let's have a look. There's a couple of generator guys there, like Sadikov, and I think the left back aren't real players. There's a Duro making it. A very nice early mistake for an under-18s lad. That's a good goal, to be fair. Right, how did he score? Oh, Dean. Oh, look at that. Just fucking gets away. How's your finish? Off the underside of the bar. Dean Davies. I think by the time he's 18, I will be very surprised if he's not in the squad. That's 2 seasons from now. I'll be very surprised if he's not in the squad. Ewan Yetton continuing his return to fitness, 45 minutes. They think we should give it. He can play 45 minutes, essentially. And that is a very old United team, isn't it? Where's Ewan? Is he available for the under-21s? Squad available for under-21s. No, it's fine. I know he's already available. We'll stick with that. I'm happy with the bench. Rosero actually is knackered, so we'll put Malo Gusto in there. Everyone else I'm happy with. We probably want to give Frith, Utara, and Luca some game time because they're not very match sharp. Maybe Gusto. Everyone else is sharp enough. Again, like Il Budo and players like that will probably be playing in Europe, so we don't really have to worry about them. But there's your team. Krupi has obviously changed now to be an advanced forward, so you will see how he differs slightly. Again, if we can't get behind that Man United line, we'll probably change Bungard up and bring Ayala on and then drop Krupi. We might even go to 4-2-3-1. The difference between like the false 9 and the advanced playmaker, I'm not quite sure yet. Obviously, the position's just slightly deeper, but I really like the positions that Junior Krupi gets himself in. Philip Bungard is always aggressive. He loves playing against United as well, since they let him go. So early season, very early season. A loss isn't massive to us. It's not the end of the world if we lose this game. It'll be very nice to win the game. But it is what it is, and it's jumping all over the place. And there's Riascos with a nice interception very early on. Very early on, Riascos. Tell you who we did try and sign. We did try and get Amadou Onana in, but he wanted to play for a team in the Champions League, and no one's got in for him. I thought he would have been like a good Roman playmaker, but it is what it is. He wants to play in the Champions League, playing for a team that got relegated. Make the biggest jump you can. Right, Coyote with a throw-in. Krupi. Jared Brandtwaite. Alex Scott. Riascos. What a ball by Riascos! Bungard! Fucking hell, Philip. And you know what? That I know it was off a throw-in, but that started from Krupi dropping deeper and picking the ball up. So I think he's fine. He's bruised his foot. I think that's what we're going to try and do. Is this a bit too fast? Do we need to drop it a bit? Yeah, it was just slightly too fast, that. I must have dinked it up by 1. I've not played for a long time. Brandtwaite's messed up. Hoyland. Good tackle, Coyote. It comes back to Rasmus. Coyote foot in. Bruno Fernandes. What a save by Restes. Very lacklustre first half here at Ashton Gate. Neither side really having any sort of impact on the game, which is not fantastic, is it? What's the tablet saying? Is there anything we need to know? I don't think so. Just looks like a very drab 1-1 draw so far, which is not what you'd expect for a game between these two sides, is it? Some poor performances. Coyote, Scott, Sheldrup, Krupi, and Bungard have all been pretty naff, in all honesty. Yellow cards galore. We've got 3 of the back 4 booked. Man United have 2 of their 4 booked. Are we cancelling each other out, or is it just a really poor game? I think let's make some changes. Okay, let's make some changes. Let's bring Jota on. He's fine. We'll do what we said and bring Ayala in. Alex Scott has really not done anything. Do you know what? Let's do it. Let's bring Trev in. Trev changes to a Volante. Scott's not performed at all. Neither fullbacks performed. We do have Frith there, but we've already made, 1, 2, 3. We've got 2 subs left. We did say we want some game time for Utara, Frith, Luca, Augusto, so one of them will be coming on later. Let's just see if just changing that up slightly has let's see if that has any sort of effect. It's a bit different. We've got a player dropping deep, a player running beyond, and a player trying to get in behind, whereas Bungard was more of a, actually, now it looks too slow. Bungard was more of a, I'm going to try and absolutely smash your face off whenever you touch the ball. So, yeah. Hopefully those changes affect the game. I think I might bring Greaves off. I don't like it when centre-backs are on a 6.5, 6.4. I'm going to do that. That's going to be one of the subs. We're going to move Branthwaite back over to the left, which is his preferred position, and bring Sangante in at the back. And then that leaves us with one sub left. We'll keep an eye on Coyote. Jota, Ayala. Okay. We'll keep an eye on that. Everyone else seems to be okay. Ben Doak's quite tired. He has only got 10 stamina, so it might be a case that Doak's going to come off. Yeah, Creepy is the false 9. Man United with a corner. It's the guy on the edge off these corners. It's always the guy on the edge. It's Kaz McCann's effort. It's well saved by Restes. Get it long, We can get it long here. No, short to Branthwaite. Borza. Sangante, this is nice. In for Creepy, here you go. He's dropped into the space. Ayala, Diogo Jota. That's exactly why we moved Creepy back to a false 9. And Jota's efforts well saved by Onana. Up for a corner. We've got Branthwaite in there now. A big lad to aim for. One of the tallest with the biggest jumping reaches you can get. Doak's delivery. It's in for Branthwaite, and Onana claims. Slight tweaks, but it definitely affected the game. Ben Doak is shattered, isn't he? Let's just leave it out there because he is creating stuff. Let's leave him out there. See how he can he chase Vanderson back? He can't. Anthony into Bruno Fernandes. Anthony. Why is Anthony the best winger on this game, by the way? He's always unbelievable on it. That's a great block by Branthwaite. He's not performed at all, Creepy. I'm bringing Luca on. We need a goal. We'll have Branthwaite, Sangante, and Luca in there then. Obviously, Riascos is a big lad as well. Anthony's corner. How in God's name did that not go in? Goodness me. Goodness me. How have United not scored a goal there? I'm going to demand more. I'm going to demand more from them. We've not performed. A very slow start to the season, to be honest. Even the Brighton game, we weren't fantastic. Here we go. You got some big lads to aim for, and one of them's Branthwaite! Oh, Jared! He was offside anyway. But my word, come on, lads. Hey? Come on. Looks anxious. Come on, lads. What are you all looking anxious for? Another corner, which Doak has got Luca and Branthwaite at the near post. Ben Doak swings it in. It's Lorenzo Luca. It's headed away. Riascos. Doak. Trevor! Oh, that was in! Grinsell on the volley. Oh, mate, if Trevor netted that. Come on, lads. Come on. There's something in the water. There's something there. They've not looked too dangerous other than that really big chance they had. I mean, we've not really created anything, to be honest. We've not been at the races. I think it's probably a dynamics thing. Or a team's figuring us out. Do we maybe need to change to the 4-2-3-1? I don't know. Come on, lads. Something has got to give for one of these teams. Restes goes long, looking for Lorenzo Luca. Wins his header. Headed on by Booty. Doak. loses it. It's all the way back to Coyote, who's got to be careful. Restes looking long again for Lorenzo Luca. He wins his header. Ayala doesn't win his. Mount to Anthony. Mount. Jota trying to get back. Big chance United. Well saved by Restes. Should be the end of the highlight. It is. Booty with the free kick into Thuram. Driving forward now, kept from Thuram. Trevor absolutely flying in. And again, Trev. Oh. Ball played across. Vanderson's there. Intercept it. Oh, we've blocked it away. Go on, Diogo. Go on. Oh, Jota. That's really poor. That is so poor by Jota. Ayala was clean through. United have a throw-in. It's going to be a long one as well. Vanderson's throw. Riascos clears. Grinsell away. Looking for Ayala. Headed on by Dallo. And there is the end of that highlight. Trevor there. There was two fantastic challenges he threw in there. Blocked by the wall. Booty. Goes down again. Vanderson. And again, the highlight ends with no real action involved, which is a bit disappointing, but it looks like it's going to be a 0-0. I'll take a 0-0, to be honest. He's gone for Ayala, which is a strange one. Anthony, and it is a 0-0 at Ashton Gate. A frustrating one. We got a good amount of shots on target. But, yeah, a really strange one. A really strange one. I'm going to leave that there. Not your best episode, not your worst episode. It is what it is. As I say, I'm trying to get the regular uploads back up and running. We'll see. We'll see how we get on. I'm going to jump ahead. I'll probably come back for the first Europa League game. The fixtures haven't been announced yet. But our first game in Europe is going to be a big one on it. That's going to be one that we've got a live comment at the very least. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.